we live? Yo, what's up? Economic Prepper here. What's up, guys? We just filled up. How much was gas per gallon? Did you happen to notice?
It was 5 something.
Ridiculous, guys. And we were not on E.
No.
So we would have been well over $100 per gallon or per full tank had we been completely empty. We're on the road again, obviously. And I was just thinking to myself, like, man, this is ridiculous. We talk about gas prices, but it's one thing to talk about it, but it's another thing when you're actually pumping gas and you see $70, $80, $90, three figures.
Because I'm so used to filling up my gas tank, and it fills up like $40. I mean, normal prices.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm filling up, and I'm like, oh wow, the prices they keep going up. Yeah.
And it's real, you know. And it's like, you know, saving money is great, but you can only save so much. And you know, if you're only focused on saving money and you're not focused on increasing your income, that's preparation. Like, you can't prep. You can't buy food, supplies, batteries, generators. You can't prep without money. You can't, you know, preparation requires economic planning. That's why this is Economic Prepper, right? Even if you're living in an apartment, if you're living in a house, if you're renting a house, if you own your house, if you own land, you're paying money. So part of preparation needs to be stockpiling cash. You have to be stockpiling financial reserves and stockpiling currencies, right? So it's not just stockpiling food and filling your pantry, but, you know, and you're going to need equipment. So you need cash. You need ideally all alternative forms of income streams, right? I was reading the recent financial, it was like the 10K. There's basically I forget if the 10K comes out monthly or quarterly for companies that are on the stock market. And Google had reported that their revenues for companies, essentially their ad revenue from companies that advertise on Google's platform, whether that's on YouTube, whether that's on Google's search platform itself, but their revenue has been down, or was down on the most recent quarter that was reported. So what this tells us is that companies, big businesses, and this is not just big businesses, we're talking about mom and pop businesses, mid-range businesses, large corporations, they're showing signs of being less confident about the future of our economy in the form of smaller budgets being allocated to advertising on Google's platforms, whether it's Google, it's YouTube, whether it's Google's partner programs with other websites, because you can go to other websites that are not Google, that are not YouTube, where you'll find advertisements on there, but they're actually Google ads. So we're seeing this. Now, the thing is, the thing that we have to be really mindful of is, if you're in a situation where you're living paycheck to paycheck, you can only save so much money. So if you're living paycheck to paycheck, let this be the warning that you have been waiting for to take action to start stockpiling cash. Increase your income, right? There's many ways to increase your income. I've covered this on previous videos. Definitely check those videos out. But, you know, you can only save so much. And if you're living paycheck to paycheck and then gas goes from $5 a gallon to $6 a gallon, that's a major blow to your finances for you and your family, right? That means that you're going to be only able to afford so much at the grocery stores. You're going to have to turn that air conditioning system off to keep your electricity bill from going higher, right? Gas is non-negotiable. Oil and gas companies are looking at the consumption rate from consumers and saying, well, I guess the consumer can take more because they haven't decreased their consumption rate. Well, okay, there's a very small percentage of people who are buying gas and driving leisurely. And if you're buying gas and just driving leisurely, you know, you got a nice car, you take it out on a weekend, you know, typically those people who can afford to do that, they've got the financial backing to support that lifestyle. But if you're commuting to work, to your business, you're driving for Uber, you're driving for Lyft, you're driving for Uber Eats and all these other, you know, delivery services. If you're a UPS truck driver, if you're driving for Amazon, You're not driving because you want to. You're driving because you're trying to generate income for your family. It's your job. So it's not like, oh, well, gas prices went up, I'm just not going to use as much gas. No, you still need to get to work. So it's just so interesting to watch some of these companies say that because there hasn't been a drop off in consumption that, you know, consumers are okay with these prices. No, they're not okay with the prices, but what are they going to do? They're going to have to keep paying the higher prices for gas, for diesel, for whatever fuel you're burning in your car, for ethanol. And so it's not about how much the gas costs, and this is not some luxury item. Oh, you know, it's not like, oh, well, you know, the price went up. You know what? I won't buy that handbag this week, and you can go without it. You know what I mean? You're buying gas because gas is almost synonymous with food and shelter. You're not buying it just because you wanted it. Well, of course, if you went to a nice restaurant, you bought it because you wanted it. You know, but the point is, it's a non-negotiable item. So if gas companies got to a point, which I'm predicting that we're probably going to see $10 at least once per gallon. If gas companies decide to charge $10 a gallon, guess what? You're going to still see cars lined up to buy gas. Now, the problem is the flip side to that. When gas prices continue to go up, that means that the price of everything else is going to go up. Why? Because everything requires delivery. Products need to be delivered from point A to point B to point C to point D to point E to point F. Some products are made in one place and delivered to one more place. But then you have like auto manufacturers, for example, where you know, you have one vehicle that's assembled. Let's just say the BMW plant that's in South Carolina. I know I have a lot of people from South Carolina that watch me right now on the channel. By the way, if you're still here, hit the like button. Really appreciate you guys being here. Also subscribe to the channel. But you got, you know, auto manufacturers, and you know, their automobiles are just a really good example of one final product that was a culmination of parts that have come from a number of different countries. And then, so for example, let's just take a vehicle's alternator. That alternator has probably 300 parts in that one piece, right? And so that alternator may have been assembled from parts that came from 6 different countries. And then in one country, they decided to create alternators, and then they sold those alternators to BMW. Then BMW takes that alternator with, you know, brakes that were made from another country, another company, with radios that came from another country, another company, seats that came from another country, and then they put together a vehicle. BMW just so happens to have a plant in South Carolina. I think they also have one in Alabama. I may have those 2 states mixed up, or there's one in each state. Anyway, the point is this: each of those parts have to be shipped, and that shipping cost is right now being largely manipulated by the cost of fuel. And so this cost is going to be passed on to consumers. And so while not everyone's going out buying BMWs, the point is everyone's buying stuff that they need. Businesses are buying trucks. You know, you're buying semi-trucks, you're buying pickup trucks for your different businesses, diesel burning trucks, gas burning trucks. And all of these things are dependent on the price of diesel fuel, regular gas, and the point at which companies are no longer profitable to the, you know, there will be some companies that are not going to continue to be able to roll with the punches because the cost of fuel is going up so high and so fast that their profit margins are dwindling. And so if you happen to be working for a company and you start seeing the signs on the wall, it's like maybe they're not hiring at the rate that they were. Maybe they're not advertising at the rate that they were. You may be at risk, and so you must prepare. I apologize, it's raining right now, so it's going to get loud. But you're going to have to prepare yourself, because the writing will be on the wall that your company may not be able to cut as many expenses as it needs to survive, and your job may be at risk. So I just wanted to share this quick update with you guys. Drop a like if you liked the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys on the next one.